You see both of these players with their hands inside of muffs, keeping them warm here. And we are underway, Iowa and Nebraska. Weegan from 1.5 yards deep. Full head of steam. And he struck right when he got. 1st and 10, they turn the wrong way. Eventually gets the pitch, but makes it only to the 30-yard line. A tackle for a loss right away. He loses 2. So Jackson Stratton, the Hawkeyes have an unlikely story here at quarterback. A walk-on who transferred to Iowa this summer after 2 years at Colorado State. The start of this month, he was 4th string running the scout team. Injuries pushed him to the top of the depth chart. He starts for the 2nd week in a row here tonight. Second down 11. Johnson again met at the line of scrimmage. This time got 1, but that brings up 3rd and long.
It's a good start by Nebraska. Their goal is to penetrate this offensive line and stop number 2 in the backfield. Don't let him get going. It's a great job crashing the edge right there by Nebraska's defensive line. Linebackers filling. And if you're Jackson Stratton, 3rd and 10 on your first drive of the game is not exactly ideal.
This quarterback, they want to manage the game a handful of times. You have to cut it loose and make a big play, like 3rd down 11. 4-man rush. Stratton out of the backfield, across the 30 and only to the 33. Husker defense produces a 3-and-out right away.
That's what Coach Rule talked about. He wanted great tackling, especially when you're trying to tackle number 2. Is a swing pass out to him on 3rd down. Marquise Buford brings him down. Best start you could ask for Nebraska's defense.
Reese Dakin in to punt here from Melbourne, Australia. Then a nice job taking over for Tory Taylor. Ja'Cory Barney standing on his own 22. No rush. Barney, fair catch. Goes down to his knees, brings it in at the 23-yard line. Raiola, well protected. Johnson struck. Quinn Schulte, safety in his 39th consecutive start. Dylan Raiola has started every game this season, the only true freshman quarterback in the Big Ten to do so. He's lived the ups and the downs you'd expect, coming off perhaps his best game of the season in the win over Wisconsin. Second down 8. Now they try Johnson. Nothing there. Picks up 1, just like Iowa. Nebraska will face 3rd and long to start. Jay Higgins over 100 tackles again with the stop.
Yeah, we're going to call Jay Higgins' name all night long. Here he is. Watch him just fill this gap on Emmett Johnson as Emmett's running downhill. You talked about Emmett Johnson. Got a lot of touches last week. Really made a difference on this offense, but there's nowhere for him to go right there. Jay Higgins is an unbelievable leader for this Iowa defense.
3rd and 6. Raiola, back foot, floats it. And what a grab at the 40. Going up tall was Jamal Banks for 13 and a Husker first down.
Really nice catch by Jamal Banks on the sideline. And I was holding him to a long 3rd down. And when you can go up and make plays like that, Jamal Banks over the DB, I mean, he is a big, strong, physical receiver. And when it's cold like this, it's hard to go pluck the ball like that. Great job by Jamal Banks, first 3rd down of the game.
Raiola starts out 1 for 1. Big assist on the ups from Jamal Banks. To throw again. Lets this one go deep down the middle. Too much. Had Jalen Lloyd with a step on the defense. 2nd down 10 and a new helmet for Raiola.
I love being aggressive right here by Dylan Raiola, taking a shot down the field, but he had Ja'Cory Barney running free across the middle, wide open. He may look back on that one. You know, early in this game, you want to take the things that are right there. Dylan takes a shot, Now he has to go switch his helmet.
We saw Dana Holgerson a little bit ago frustrated, and now with Raiola over changing helmets, perhaps the communication system was not working. You can see him gesturing toward it. Issues on the Husker sideline, 2nd down 10. From the shotgun, good hole for Emmett Johnson. He's got another first down. Huskers now inside of Hawkeye territory. Big run from Emmett Johnson for 19 yards.
Yeah, we talked early on about Iowa's offensive line. I want you to watch this push from Nebraska's offensive line. Look at this hole that Emmett Johnson gets to run through. I mean, that is some displacement by the offensive line. Emmett Johnson does a nice job. Again, last week, coming off his best performance, getting him the rock early. Good for Nebraska.
Season high 113 last week. Raiola again protected, again connects. Another Nebraska first down. He hooks up his tight end, Nate Borkircher. Nebraska is clicking.
Really nice touch pass here by Dylan Raiola. And if you're Iowa and you play cover 2, this is the void that you want to attack. Right behind the corner before he gets up onto the safety. Dylan does a nice job standing in the pocket, getting an easy completion on the sidelines there versus cover 2.
Season high 2 catches last week for Borkircher. Halfway there now. Kirk Ferentz saw his offense go 3 and out. Now watching Dylan Raiola do some work. Handoff, end around left side to the 14-yard line. That's Ramir Johnson in. He picks up 1. Iowa's defense packed full of familiar names, seniors. Jay Higgins at linebacker, pretty good place to start. We've already called his name, having a terrific season. 2nd in the Big Ten in tackles.
Yeah, these 2 linebackers, Jay Higgins, Nick Jackson, I mean, they are the heart and soul of this defense. This Iowa defensive line does a great job up front, 2 gapping, holding their guys, and these linebackers just chase the ball everywhere it goes.
Good mix of the run and the pass here on Nebraska's first possession. Emmett Johnson up the middle, shifting to the right side and brought down just before he got to the 15-yard line. Jay Higgins in for the stop, but that's a gain of 5.
Yeah, look, if you're Dana Holgerson, you got to make drives count. You're playing against Iowa. We know Iowa's DNA. They're going to run the ball, they're going to play good defense, and they're going to control the clock. So when you get a big 3rd down conversion like Dylan did early in this drive, now you're in scoring territory. Really nice job by Dana Holgerson in this offense. First time touching the ball tonight.
Holgerson brought in with one task: narrow the playbook down, lessen it, get the freshman quarterback's eyes where they're supposed to be, and let him get the ball out early. 3rd and 4. 4-man rush. Raiola underneath. No first down, a completion to the 15. Higgins is there to prevent the catch and run for Isaiah Nair. Gain of 1, and here comes the field goal unit.
This is what Iowa's defense does to you. They're always in the right spot. They're sound. They're never going to mess up in their coverages and protections. Right here playing zone. Runs right into Jay Higgins. Perfect in his spot drop zone. Iowa's defense holding Nebraska to a field goal here.
John Hull on the freshman from Lincoln. 3 for 3 last week. First effort from 31 yards out. Draws it in just enough.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
A lot of defense here in Iowa City. Nebraska up 3-0. Taken over here, Emmett Johnson. Strung out to the right side, nothing there.
He's certainly made a big difference for Nebraska.
As brought to you by Nissan. Raiola back foot. Ja'Cory Barney, big gain. Freshman to midfield.
He had him open early in the game. This time he finds him, hits him. There's your first explosive play here for Nebraska's offense.
Jackson Stratton has 8 yards passing for Iowa. Raiola 84 for Nebraska. Good cutback by Johnson. And a good finish as well. Picks up 9. 2nd down 1. Johnson skips out just enough for a first down. Picks up 2. Johnson from the backside, dragged down. Way out gaining the Hawkeyes and on the move here late in the 2nd quarter. Raiola, time, and a strike. Jamal Banks to the 25. Weather not bothering Raiola. He's 10 out of 19 for 96 yards. 1st and 10. Emmett Johnson finds the right side down to the 17-yard line. Raiola keeps it himself, dives for the 1st down. Turns, gives, full head of steam. 10, 5, run out of bounds. Looking for his 12th touchdown. Play action. Raiola just threw that one away. I formation. Right up the middle, inside the 1. 1st down, but no touchdown. Dowdell, touchdown Nebraska. John Hull with a field goal and an extra point. Raiola took care of the ball so well last weekend at home against Wisconsin. No turnovers tonight. He's also 10 out of 14. They got to get on that ball. And they cover it up in the goal line, or beyond the goal line.
So if he touches it in the field of play, basically the clock just starts. In this case, if it's recovered in the end zone, a touchback is still the right result.
Thank you, Reggie. Caleb Johnson will end this half the same way he's lived it, and that's getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain for the 2nd leading rusher in the nation. 10 carries, 16 yards in the first 2 quarters.
Looks like they're content to run this clock out. Haven't got a lot going in the run game. Caleb Johnson's been stuffed. They've got their work cut out for them this 2nd half, figuring out how to move this Nebraska defensive line. Could see that here in the 2nd half.
2nd half underway in Iowa City. Ja'Cory Barney from the 3. Big Ten freshman of the week does not make it out to the 20-yard line with that 10-point lead. Emmett Johnson, 1st carry. 1st pass of the 3rd quarter. More protection. On target to his tight end, Thomas Fidone. 1st and 10 from the 47. Johnson hit in the backfield, shakes the tackle. And acceleration inside of Iowa territory. Deshaun Lee, the corner, had a chance for a tackle for loss. Hope to have a report on him in a bit. Early movement there as Nebraska starts this 3rd quarter on the move inside of Hawkeye territory.
False start, offense, number 56, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Raiola again with time. On target, they have their big back in, Dante Dowdell, 3rd and 2, right up the middle. Nebraska 1st down, moves the pile out near the 40. Now you can lean on Emmett Johnson. Heinrich Harburg in the game, the backup lets it go down the middle. Ja'Cory Barney.
And Deshaun Lee sniffs it out and makes a great play down the field.
Barney with a shot, sets up a screen. To the 36-yard line goes Ramir Johnson. Play clock down to 3. Just got it off. Raiola near sideline. Contact and a flag.
Spit out any of these long play calls.
Emmett Johnson. Patience. Stood up. Got a couple. Against the 4-man rush. Quickly out of his hands. Incomplete.
These big guys are bigger than the corners. TJ Hall, Deshaun Lee. Nice to see Y.A. Black back on the field. Big 3rd down.
They've converted 2 of their last 3 3rd downs. Got to get to the 11. Raiola looking out of the backfield. Johnson got work to do, and he won't get there. Made it to the 16-yard line, gain of 4. Field goal unit comes out.
Yeah, really mature play here by Dylan Raiola. He goes through all his progressions. Everybody's covered up, knows where his outlet is, knows where his check down is. Emmett Johnson doesn't force one down the field.
Smart play out of the backfield. Didn't get the first down. They picked up a few. Didn't take a sack. Let the freshman from Lincoln do his thing. He's made 9 straight. This is from 34 yards out. Pulled it. Issues with the snap and the hold led to the pull. Score remains 10-0 Nebraska. Iowa had 20 plays for 20 total yards in the first half. O-line, running back, quarterback, looking to put that behind him here in the third quarter. Stratton didn't get the snap, picked it up, and ripped down at the 21.
They're the quarterback's best friend, friendly target.
Jackson Stratton, no completion since the halfway point of the first quarter. That's what they want to have. Caleb Johnson down the near side.
And this offense, great job blocking downfield by the wide receiver, springing in for an extra 5 or 10 yards.
That wide receiver was the veteran Jacob Gill. Kamari Moulton, the tailback now, and around. Not a lot there, made it out to the 47-yard line. Zora, that is awesome. Hard to miss a game as a broadcaster, but as a dad, well done. Stratton, complete to the 48-yard line. Stratton, 4-man rush. Steps into one, over the middle, incomplete.
Holding them to a punt.
Once again, Iowa will punt the ball away. Did pick up their second first down of the Knights on that drive. Fair catch, ball loose, inside the 5. Nebraska dives on it, Iowa got it. Hawkeyes recover. Muffed punt, first and goal Iowa.
I don't think he touches it right there.
That did not look like the ball touched him. Another look right here to the ground. No, didn't get him on the backside. And there's a left hand on it right there.
After review, the ruling on the field stands as called. It's first down, Iowa.
Caleb Johnson. Didn't make it. 2-yard line where it'll be second and goal.
You want to lean on this offensive line after that momentum switch. You've got 4 downs to find a way to punch this ball in the end zone. You've got the best back, leading the Big Ten in yardage. Feed him the rock right here.
Tim Lester, offensive coordinator, telling us yesterday, first year, still haven't gotten in all my red zone plays. Got some chances right here. Second and goal. Caleb Johnson stood up, still fighting. Thrown for a loss. Loses 2, it's now third and goal.
Nebraska's defense, after in a sudden change situation, really owning this line of scrimmage here. Everybody's crashing the football, makes Caleb Johnson go east and west instead of north and south. They are flying around. Great ankle tackle there by Isaac Gifford.
Leading tackler for Nebraska's defense for the second year in a row. Iowa on their third shot now from inside the 5. Stratton rolling, looking, in trouble, flings it, complete to the 2. Just got that one away. Luke Lachey with the catch, picks up 2, and it's fourth and goal. Javin Wright was all over Jackson Stratton.
I don't know how Jackson Stratton found him. Ty Robinson's all over him, bringing him down to the ground. Great catch by Luke Lachey. It's just not enough. Nebraska's defense bows up down here on the line of scrimmage. Holds him to a field goal.
Ty Robinson with the pressure on Stratton, brings on the field goal attempt from 20 yards out from Drew Stevens. Snap and hold are good, and Iowa is on the board. Dan was a true hero in every sense of the word. Tragic story, but well told by Zora. Meaningful trophy here between the Hawks and Huskers for sure. Ja'Cory Barney Drilled. Raiola and the Husker offense back on the field. Right to the air. Out of the backfield. Johnson drilled as he caught the ball. Spins upfield for a gain of 2. Career game last year in Lincoln, 9 tackles and a pick in the last minute. Raiola again protected. Takes a shot down the sideline. Contacts. No flag, incomplete. Play clock down to 2. Raiola. Exit left. Still looking. Across his body. Connects.
That's incredible.
You hear about arm talent. There was a little definition right there. Emmett Johnson thrown for a loss. Johnson can't bounce. Needs to get to the 48 of Iowa. Looking left, steps up, dumps it off. Nair didn't get there. High end over end punt. Weegan fair catch. Iowa did score their only 3 points of the game on the last drive. Stratton to pass. Steps up over the middle. There's a dart. Caleb Johnson, the tailback, he has 41 yards. Tries the left side, strung out, nothing there. Make him go outside and meet him there, and so far it's working.
Yeah, that's what Tony White talked to us about this week. If we can get this guy running side to side and not downhill, we got a chance. They string this play out, make him run to the sideline, nothing really there. Such a great crew. Braving the cold. Appreciate you guys.
Second down, 13. Jackson Stratton starts the fourth quarter, 5 out of 11. Out of the backfield, Caleb Johnson. Breaking tackles, moving defenders, and still going. Caleb Johnson, sprint for the end zone. That he will win. Touchdown, Iowa. Drew Stevens makes it 10-10.
I mean, are you kidding me? He's got great blockers out front. Nick DeYoung gets out there, but Caleb Johnson bouncing off of defenders. John Bullock, one of the best tacklers in the Big Ten, can't bring him down. Caleb Johnson does the rest. I'm telling you, his contact balance is crazy.
Looking to be that kind of night again in Iowa City. Huskers will begin from the 25. Raiola stepping up, goes down, lost the ball. Nebraska keeps it. No gain. Bit of a scary play for the Huskers. Aaron Graves knocked that ball out.
Again, really good coverage on the back end, forcing Dylan to step up. Aaron Graves gets his hand on the football. Dylan Raiola is very fortunate. Find a way to jump on top of that loose football.
Iowa's 3rd sack of the night. Johnson, full head of steam. It was actually Dante Dowdell, the power back, picks up 7.
Yeah, if you're Nebraska right here, no panic. Keep running your offense. You've moved the ball well. That missed field goal might come into play. But you've got a lot of yards tonight. You've played well. Dylan Raiola. Find your playmakers. Ja'Cory Barney. Jamal Banks. This offensive line has done a nice job handling the pressure from Iowa on 3rd downs. Another one coming up here.
Nebraska over 100 yards rushing tonight. Play clock down to 2. 1. They got it off, and he kept it. And he easily got the first down. Raiola celebrates a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, that's a big third down conversion for Nebraska. It kind of shuts this crowd up. Big hole in the middle for Dylan Raiola to fall forward for 7 yards and a first down. I think he was trying to push that ball outside and just sees this big gap in the middle and says, I'm going to go there.
Second time tonight, he's run for a first on third down. Dowdell hit in the backfield for a loss. Raiola swings it out of the backfield. Emmett Johnson turns up, hit high, and wrapped up low. Completion for a loss. Third down 12 is next. Jay Higgins there first.
I'm just really impressed with Iowa's pursuit to the football. They fly around. Jay Higgins, Sebastian Castro, when they see this little check down swing to the running back, they play so fast to the football. You see it right there. Now Nebraska's in a 3rd and 12. You want to convert right here if you're Dylan Raiola, young quarterback, but no mistakes.
Raiola, 4-man rush. Underneath, incomplete. Wanted Carter Nelson, the freshman. Punt team comes out.
Really not much there. DBs from Iowa had everybody covered up, covered the tight end up. Almost just a throwaway there by Dylan Raiola.
Iowa defense had 3 tackles for loss on that drive. Buschini to punt. Caden Weegan waits to see if he gets a chance. Fair catch at the 20. Jackson Stratton on the reverse send around. Some real estate out here. Seth Anderson, the wide receiver, touching the ball for the first time, gets 9.
There's some good creativity by Tim Lester in this offense, getting a little reverse around the edge. A little positive gain on first down. It's crazy how Iowa this plays right into their game. Punting the football, field position, all of a sudden you look up and it's 10-10.
Tim Lester just saw him, first-year offensive coordinator. Has Kamari Moulton in the backfield, and he's hit before he got back to the line of scrimmage.
It's a good job by Nebraska. And they've played well all night long. They gave up a bunch of missed tackles on one play. The game changed, but right here, it's a nice job by M.J. Sherman, crashing the edge. Party in the backfield.
Elijah Judy in there as well, defensive tackle, first one to touch Moulton. 3rd down and 2 for Iowa. Moulton remains the tailback. Moulton, middle, nothing. Husker defense stands him up. Quite a series so far for the Black Shirts. Riley Van Poppel was there first.
What a great response by Tony White's defense. Gave up the big play on the screen for a touchdown comeback, hold them to a 4th down. That's what you love to see by this senior-led group of defensive linemen. Nash Hutmaker, Ty Robinson making a huge stop on 4th down.
Spiraling punt to Isaiah Garcia Castaneda. Fair catch. Emmett Johnson on the sideline. Dante Dowdell, the big back for the Huskers, just behind Raiola. He'll take it up the middle. Not a lot going, but he drags that pile and makes something out of it. He was met close to the line of scrimmage, Colt, but eventually got 6.
Yeah, if you're Iowa's defense right here, don't get bored. You know Nebraska's going to have to go the long way. You've played great coverage on the back end, kind of keeping everything in front.
Couple of tailbacks in the game. Flanking Raiola, Ramir Johnson, and Emmett Johnson to his right. Trying to set up a screen. Incomplete. Iowa front seven blew that one up. Quinn Schulte, actually the safety was in. Nick Jackson there as well.
This Iowa defense sniffed out this screen very easily. They're going to fake Ramir Johnson. Try to set up with your eyes and feet. Ethan Herkett, there he is again. Just a smart football player. Knowing on that situation, maybe expect a screen, sniffs it out, does a great job.
3rd and 3. Empty backfield. Raiola, slant, reaching behind and making the catch is Jamal Banks. First down, Nebraska. Strong hands there for a gain of 6.
Yeah, nice throwing catch here by Dylan and Jamal Banks. And this is what I love about Dana Holgorsen and his offense. He's not scared to go back and call the same play again. It worked early in the game. Now they're doing the same thing. Really good job by Jamal Banks, reaching behind his body, finding a way to come down with a 3rd down conversion.
Dana Holgorsen calling plays. Iowa native, grew up in Mount Pleasant, about an hour south. Coming to watch games in the 80s. Chuck Long and Ronnie Harmon. Big hole off the left side. Johnson still spinning. Close to a first down. He gets 9.
That's the 2nd time in a row on first down they're getting positive yards. They're getting in a situation where they can play 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2. Ja'Cory Barney's got his coat on the sidelines. Tangled up earlier in the game. That's a big loss for Nebraska. But Emmett Johnson is really taking the load right now.
Leading rusher in this game, 17 carries, 75 yards. Fake it to him, wants to take a shot, floats it, drops. Raiola gives up the middle, first down Nebraska. Picks up 4. Huskers keep this rolling. Now inside of 7 minutes. Matt Rule clinched bowl eligibility last week, trying to get to 7 wins here tonight against their rivals from Iowa City.
I like Dana's aggressiveness, taking a shot on 2nd and 1, knowing that if I get my team in a 3rd and 1 situation, I got a lot of play calls to get 1 yard. They figure out a way to get it done right there.
Dowdell cuts it back. Good choice. Huskers clicking here with the run game, picking up 8 yards right there.
The run game is clicking, but also the clock is ticking. They're marching this clock down almost around 6 minutes, running the football. And again, another first down run that keeps them in a very manageable situation ahead of the chain, 2nd and 3. Nebraska on offense, you don't got to do anything different. Just continue to work it down the field and control the clock.
Feels like another one of these games could come down to the kickers. John Holmes, a freshman for Nebraska. Drew Stevens, junior for Iowa. 2nd down 2. Right up the middle goes Emmett Johnson. Looks like he got just enough for a first. Sebastian Castro making the stop. Chains move again. Clock ticks.
This is where, if you're Iowa's defense, got to find a way to be a little bit better on first down. Nice job by Sebastian Castro. Maybe some pressure on Raiola. Starting to get close to field goal range.
Raiola happy to huddle up, let that play clock run down. Now at 10 seconds. Nebraska has more than doubled Iowa's output for total yards. Now he flings it out wide. There's Ja'Cory Barney, tackled inbounds. Clock will continue to run. Only get 3. Castro with the stop. They got to do a little more work here to get inside of field goal range. John Holmes' long is 54 yards.
Dylan Raiola doing a nice job using all the clock. This play clock getting down under 5 seconds every time.
Still got time to use it now at 9. 2nd down 7. Fake to Johnson. Carter Nelson. Didn't get much. Got to the 40-yard line.
If you're Dylan Raiola, if you can get any extra yardage right here, you might have a shot at a field goal.
Would be a 57-yard attempt from here. Again, his longest 54. Raiola, here comes the blitz. Got rid of it, overshot his receiver. Jamal Banks was near, and it's 4th down. See what they decide to do here. A punt is coming.
Watch Jay Higgins right here. He's going to get the pressure on Dylan Raiola. Sees Emmett Johnson right there. Decides to loop around him. Forces an errant throw by Dylan Raiola. Didn't get any extra yardage right there and forces Nebraska to punt this football.
Ushini on his own 45. Caden Legion standing on his own 6. Fair catch at the 9. For Matt Rule, he has 3 timeouts left. Iowa has only 4 total first downs. If they get some stops called, do they start dipping into that timeout pool?
Yeah, definitely. Try to save as much time as you can for Dylan Raiola in the offense.
Toss sweep. Caleb Johnson. Clock stops right there. He did get 6 yards, though. Tony White's group, defensive coordinator for Nebraska, has done an excellent job bottling up Johnson, the number 2 rusher in the nation tonight. Said we got to meet physical with physical, force him outside and meet him there. They've done that so far. This is 2nd down 4. To the air, Stratton fires, completes, 1st down Iowa. Tight end Zach Ortworth picks up 8.
And that's what you didn't expect to see right here. Jackson Stratton dropping back in this situation. Finds Zach Ortworth for a 1st down. Good decisive throw right on his body. Clock's moving, and just like we talked about, if you're Matt Rule, you get a stop here, you might think about saving some of this time and calling a timeout.
Got all 3 plus the 2-minute timeout coming up. Kamari Moulton, the tailback. To pass again. Moulton fell down. That's going to be a loss. Didn't get back to the 20-yard line. Jackson Stratton steps up, fires. Fastball connects. Short gain. Clock ticks. Addison Estrenga, the tight end, gets 7. And now Nebraska uses their first timeout. Stratton steps into one, nowhere near his target. Clock stops, 1:49. Nebraska with 2 timeouts left will get the ball back.
2 timeouts.
Reese taken to punt. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda on his own 29. Fair catch called for. Could have brought that one back just inside the 20. Let's go back to 2018 in Iowa City. That's good. Iowa wins by 3. The next year in Lincoln, similar spot, just a different town. Hawkeyes win by 3 with a last-second field goal. And then in Lincoln, after an interception in the last minutes, Marshall Meter from 38 yards out. And here we are, all tied at 10. If it comes down to that for the Huskers, John Hull is a freshman. And get this, he's from Lincoln, Nebraska. He waits to see what his fellow freshman quarterback, Dylan Raiola, can do. 12 starts into his career, biggest moment yet. Raiola caught. Nope, did not get out of bounds. Carter Nelson, another freshman. Clock ticks, gains 4.
Clock still ticking, got to hustle up if you're Nebraska. Still got 2 timeouts.
Raiola swings it out of the backfield. Cross the 30, fumbled, ball came out! And Johnson got back on it. Nebraska gets a 1st down. Clock stop, 1:03.
Oh man, every Nebraska fan held their breath right there. Emmett Johnson trying to make a little bit extra yards. Sebastian Castro gets his hand on there.
Now inside of 1 minute, 1st and 10. Raiola, well protected, looking, still looking. Throws to the sideline, completion, and stepping out of bounds is Jalen Lloyd. Gains 8. 45 seconds left. The long for John Holt so far this season, 54. Got to get to Iowa's 37 to put him at that spot.
Got to pressure Dylan Raiola if you're Iowa here. Can't let him stand back there that long. Survey the field, find a completion, get the clock stopped. Iowa's still holding on to 2 timeouts right here.
Huskers also with 2 timeouts. Oh, they go to the ground, not much there. 39, 38 seconds. Now the timeout.
Timeout, Nebraska, their 2nd and a half.
Nebraska's got to find a way to get a chunk play here. They're still 25 yards away from being in field goal range. Iowa's all up around the line of scrimmage right now. Looking like they're going to try to pressure Dylan Raiola here, knowing they've got to get a chunk. He's got one-on-one up top.
Emmett Johnson keeps it, 1st down. Clock stops temporarily after that gain of 3. They get to Iowa's 37. They're within range of John Holt.
Iowa just has to continue to play bend, don't break. Don't let him get in front of you or behind you. Keep it out, keep everything in front.
Raiola in trouble. Down he goes. Llewellyn thinks he has the ball. No ruling yet.
The ruling on the field is the runner was down prior to the ball coming loose. He was good.
Max Llewellyn knocked that ball out. That ball is out. Max Llewellyn with the sack. It looked like he recovered as well. You heard Chris Coit, the referee, said the ruling is that he was down.
Play is under review. The ruling on the field is the ball was loose and recovered by the defense, 1st down.
Max Llewellyn, sack and recovery. Clock shows zeros. They'll have to sort this out. Reggie Smith, rules analyst, thinking about the time left on the clock. What should we keep in mind?
Well, what we want to keep in mind here is that with this review, this is going to determine if the ball is out. Remember, the ruling on the field was that he was down by rule. We can clearly see that the ball's loose here with a clear and immediate recovery by Llewellyn. This should be a turnover, Iowa's ball.
Llewellyn gets his arm right in there, strips this ball. Holy cow, what a play by Max Llewellyn. I think you're right, Reggie. I think this is Iowa football.
So, Reggie, how much time should be left? Iowa will have the ball here. The ball's clearly out. Llewellyn recovers. How much time will be left?
Well, replay's going to take a look at everything, including the clock. They'll look to determine how much time will be left once Llewellyn recovered this on the ground, and they'll reset it accordingly.
Okay, so they are sorting that all out. Iowa has a couple of timeouts left. The ball is sitting on the 36-yard line, middle of the field. So now we have the clock. Play clock down to 20. As we've seen, the ball is out, and it's recovered. 18 seconds left.
About, 18, 19 seconds.
So we await the call. The crowd is seeing that it's going to be, appears to be Iowa taking over with the ball. They're still taking a look at it. Headset off, here comes the call.
After review, the ruling on the film of a fumble recovered by the defense is confirmed. It's 1st down, Iowa. Please reset the game clock to 20 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 20 seconds.
So 20 seconds left. Max Llewellyn, junior from Urbandale here in Iowa, makes the play. 2 timeouts left for the Hawks. Ball placed on the 36, so Colt, right now it would be a 53-yard attempt. The long for Drew Stevens this year came last week at Maryland from 54 yards out. The wind is at his back.
Yeah, I always got two times. I certainly want to get a few more yards here, whether that's Caleb Johnson on the ground. You got to do it quick, calling timeouts, or finding an easy completion for Jackson Stratton. Find the tight ends again.
Caleb Johnson, two hands on the ball, gets across the 35. 16 seconds left. They use the first of two timeouts left.
30 seconds.
Just don't want to lose any yardage if you're Iowa.
"16 seconds left. Caleb Johnson. And he did lose yardage, Colt. Loss of 1, 7-6, one timeout left. Let it bleed down. Now it stops with 3 seconds left.
Timeout, Iowa, their final timeout of the half.
Going back to Max Llewellyn, we called his name a couple times in this game. He is their premier pass rusher, and he found a way at the end of this game to get to Dylan Raiola, strip that ball out, give Iowa some version of a chance at a field goal.
53 yards out. Drew Stevens for the win. Nebraska uses that timeout.
Nebraska, their final timeout of the half. It's 30 seconds. Timeout, Nebraska.
Good timeout by Matt Rule right there.
He's claiming that's delay of game. That's what Matt Rule wants.
Any kicker, if that call comes in late, if that timeout comes in late, they're going to try to get a little warm-up, though. It's just like a quarterback. You toss a couple balls before you go out on the field to kind of warm that thing up.
Another Iowa-Nebraska game coming down to the final seconds and a field goal attempt. This one from Drew Stevens from 53 yards out for the win. Snap, hold, kick. Got it! Hawks win!